Brothers and sisters, peace be upon you all. Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, all of you from Nairobi. My name is Albashir Nur. I'm an activist and social worker from Civil Society Reference Group, the president of Grand Synergy Development Initiative, and a representative of Eastern Africa Civil Society Network in collaboration with the African Union Peace and Security Department in promotion of peace and security in Eastern Africa. I'm sending you this message today in solidarity with all leaders from across Africa, all countries and member state activists and social workers, practitioners, think tanks, and researchers who have questioned the decision of the African Union Commission by granting Israeli government a status as an observer. The first thing I would like to remind ourselves is that one of the greatest missions of the African Union is to protect the solidarity of our nation in line with the Agenda 2063, and most importantly, to promote sustainable growth and development that is in line with human rights values, African culture's values, and most importantly, the values that we have inherited as member states. I am in solidarity to all those who question the legitimacy of the African Union Commission, understanding that they have the mandate to do what they have done, but questioning the timing and the reasoning behind what we have seen. As we all understand, for decades, African countries have supported the Palestinian liberation struggle against Israel, seeing it parallels with their own anti-colonial movements. Likewise, the African Union has not hesitated to criticize Israeli international law violations and occupation of Palestinian land. This is something which is in the public domain and is not a discovery I'm declaring today. But most recently, you also remember the chairperson of African Union Commission, Musa Faki Mohammed, condemned Israelis' war on Gaza, where hundreds of people and thousands lost their life in a manner that we cannot account for. Its violent attack against Palestinian innocent children and women in Jerusalem. The question we're asking, and I stand with those who ask, why on earth did the Commission grant Israel the privilege of an observer status at the AU just 2 months later? This question is valid. This question does not suggest that some of us who might be Muslim are anti-Semite or against the Jews or the Israeli people. This is a question of governance, and it's a question we are amplifying for our member state to keep an eye and to reflect upon it. The intelligence we have as a social people through our observation is that we are seeing developments in Africa from people and government who come in the name of creating solidarities and building bridges that are not necessarily for our benefit. Even though most of us might argue the same, and we are not just doubting, but we are seeing development in Somalia, we are seeing development in Ethiopia, and we are also seeing the role of international community. And just recently, we have been surprised with Afghanistan on how the commitments of these people, our brothers, our friends, sometimes can go out of our needs and agenda. And it is very legitimate to give a comparison between what is happening in Afghanistan to what Africa is facing. And we also need to be very careful with some of the decisions we make, especially giving responsibilities to governments that we have observed their records in dealing with their neighbors, and most importantly, how they do not respect human rights and human dignity. It is on this lens that I also observe what the Israeli government has been conducting in handling the disputes they have with their neighbors. Are we expecting their responsibility to be sustainable? What does it mean to the Somali people? And what does it reflect to the contribution of Turkish embassy or Turkish government to building a strong army of Somalis in the removal of AMISOM? Is this observer status coming for our good or to interfere such processes like this? And therefore, we are asking the African Union Commission to take responsibility of the decision they have made and consider that in the 2063 that is coming is not for those who are sitting in the African Union today, but borrowed from young leaders like me, my daughter, my brothers who are below ages of our chairperson. I therefore ask you to take responsibility and remind the member state of their role in making sure that we remain Africans and we don't sell our dignity to nations that don't respect human rights. And for this matter, I mean any political body or nation that violates the rights of their people. I know the African Union Commission has the mandate to conduct this exercise, but we also express our opinion and our observation that we as people cannot understand, we cannot justify, and we cannot understand the legitimacy of this decision. We're therefore asking the African Union Commission through relevant bodies to consider this as an important cry from the people. And we are not against the Jews, we are not against the Israeli people. We only question the process, and we are asking Africans to be very careful, to be watchful of the new observer who have joined the Union. I thank you very much, and I pray to all, and I pray to the continent that we remain peaceful, progressive, as we work with our neighbors. And I'm not doubtful that God is with us, and in the future, the African Union will not lose its momentum in standing with the Palestinian with the violation that they are facing. And I also call upon the Palestinian to be patient, the Muslim around Africa to be objective and patient, and ensure that we keep our trust to God as we progress together. Thank you very much, and may God bless you all.